What's up, guys? It's Tankbuster here. I just wanted to post myself a video on my thoughts on World War II so far. So, you guys have obviously noticed like World War II started out being like an absolute piece of crap. Like it really did. And it's kind of funny that whenever it came out, there was so much hype on it and everything because it was World War II. Like it was supposed to be the next World War II game. It was cool because it was boots on the ground. I'm sure everybody, you all know, it was like it had a lot of hype. But when it came out, it was like it was broken, and you know what I mean. And what makes this particular video special is, have you guys noticed with all the changes that they've came out with, that it's like it's opened up the future for World War II. Like it's made it to where there's so much more that they can decide to do. I don't know what made it open up so much. I don't know if it was because what's his name? I can't even remember his name right now. But basically the creator, he left Sledgehammer Games and moved on to bigger and better things, which is cool and everything. But it seems like since the new guy came in, they actually finally started to pick it up and like make it to where it was worth playing, And with that said, it just makes me think like, what comes next for World War II? It's like, yeah, we have a lot of the stuff evened out with the guns, and you know what I mean. They evened out the supply drops. They made it to where you got like cooler camos and reticles and whatnot, and like they made this next event, Shamrock and all. They made it to where it wasn't so like hectic with like trying to get the collections and whatnot. I'm sure you understand. You know what I mean. It's one of those things where makes you really wonder like what comes next after this. It's like, of course, the game's going to continue to develop and grow, and I'm sure they're going to be adding in like of course, new game modes. They're probably going to continue adding in more weapons and stuff, more camos, everything like that we've seen so far. Of course, they're going to keep adding to that and developing that. But what I'm trying to get at is like, where does it like go as far as the next big thing with COD World War II? Because this year, of course, Black Ops 4 is apparently coming out, I guess like in October, and there's rumors of Modern Warfare 2 remastered, which if that game comes out, I'm gonna be playing that game a lot. But I've come to really fall in love with World War II. Even from the very beginning. I mean, I didn't get it at launch or anything. I got it within the next few days, I'll be honest, and I didn't get season pass or anything, and honestly until like a couple weeks ago. It was like in the middle of Resistance. And to be honest, I haven't even really played like the events as much as I probably could have, but as far as I guess the entire point is like, what do you think personally should be added to the game or removed from the game to make it better, in y'all's opinion, and for the community and for the gamers who really do enjoy these games? It's like everybody's gonna love a Call of Duty. When it comes out, the hype is always so real, and it's one of those where even if we don't like certain things about it, it's like you can't help but to just love it because it's Call of Duty, man. Like, it's all there is to it. And I'm sure, for anybody who has played Call of Duty basically since the inception, or since it's really became a big thing, like a huge thing, in the gaming world and in the mainstream world overall, it's just become like this community-based thing. At the end of the day, it's like really it's all about the players. I mean, I know it's the focus of the game, and overall that's that's the point. We're the ones that make Call of Duty alive. But it's like, now that it's been so evened out and it's become so much better than it was whenever it first came out, it makes me kind of have really high hopes as far as like, okay, now they've kind of excuse me, they've kind of completed the game. As far as when it came out, it was really incomplete. There was a lot of things that they didn't have in it, which I'm sure there's a lot of things they still don't. There's a lot of things that they basically intended to have in it when it was at launch that they haven't, and that we're still asking for and hoping for and wanting and everything. And it's just one of those things where I want to personally see like besides all the season pass content and the simple community events, like I want to see like really innovative things for Call of Duty, things that they, it's not like they would be stealing from other games or things. I mean, it can be looked at however you want to look at it, but when I thought of Call of Duty, World War II coming out, and like I first went into headquarters, I was like, whoa, like that was the neatest thing I've ever seen. But then I went to like the like the edge of the map, or of the headquarters, and it was like you saw the ships out there and you see the airplanes flying. It's like, what if they added in, kind of the like a operation, or sorry, like a war mode, that, or a mission, you know what I mean, that they allowed you to be like on the water, and you were like fighting on the ships and stuff, and you were able to fly planes and stuff like that. It's like, what if they added, like, instead of being able to ride in the tank and shooting just like the guns and stuff, what if they added in the option to be able to shoot them, or shoot them they added in the option to drive the tanks, or they added in like a dogfight mode where you're just simply flying. It's like, even if that maybe wasn't what they had in mind, or maybe it is, that's what I'm saying, like they could add it to it. Sure, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But that's what the point of this is what is it that's gonna just come next? It's gonna just make this like to where it stands out still as its own game, as Call of Duty World War II, this big next game. And of course, I'm sure when they were creating it, there's a lot of things that they didn't intend to go the way that it did, with it being incomplete. I'm sure that was just laziness. I'm sure, in a way, they got rushed on making their game and everything, and I mean, it was a mix of things. Who am I? I'm not a creator of games. I'm barely able to create this content. This is the first time I've ever decided to make a video like this, hence the kind of lower quality. Anyway, so getting to the point, it's like I personally want to see a lot more things added to it, in terms of like they need to put in things that is not the norm for Call of Duty. With all the sorry, I remember playing this game. It was like, every time I play hardcore and I see somebody shooting a teammate, I always shoot them. But every time we see a Call of Duty, it's like, even with Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, it was like the futuristic stuff. That's what we wanted, dude. Like, in a way, we low-key wanted that. We wanted that to happen in a way, and then when it came, it just wasn't what we thought it was going to be. It's like every other Call of Duty, the hype got real, and it was so neat, the idea of it. But then they bring it back to boots on the ground, which, yeah, that's like the OG Call of Duty. That's what we know. That's what we want. That's truly what we want. It became too fast-paced and too much. So now that they've got it all evened out, and it's became this game that's like, yeah, it's actually pretty fun to play, and whenever you do the supply drops, they don't make it to where you have to just absolutely grind your entire life away in order to basically only get one heroic, you know what I mean? Like, now that they've made it like that, they should start really adding in things that are just completely different to the entire Call of Duty field, from being able to go and get on like a ship out in headquarters, even if it wasn't like a game mode, or it wasn't like a war mission, you could do it in headquarters. It's like, I don't know, it's something that interests me. It makes me wonder, like, what is the future of Call of Duty? And I guess, if anything, anybody that watches this, I know I right now I do not have like an audience at all. It's been a very, very long time since I've decided to upload a video, but I just got, I guess, I don't know, I just got a creative bug, and I just wanted to really get serious with this. And I mean, anybody that comes along and watches this, give some insight. Personally, tell me. I'm not afraid to listen. I ain't afraid to sit here and jam back and forth with you on it. It's like, really, what would you personally want to see in Call of Duty that would just impress you? Like, it would make it to where, whenever you play this game, it's more than just the shooting. It's more than the headquarters and the supply drops and all the neat little things that they've done. What would be something that, when you see it added to the game, that you would just be like, holy crap, like, this is awesome, like, this is amazing, this is just something that's different and real. So I guess I guess that's all. I'll leave it there for anybody who does come along and watch this video. I hope that you would not be afraid to like and subscribe. You know, the typical YouTube crap. But in all honesty, I just want some comments and some simple feedback. I wish you all to have a nice day. It's been your boy Tank Buster, and have yourself a nice one.